South Korea is getting ready to welcome the world. In just a few days, leaders from 21 Asia-Pacific economies will gather in the ancient city of Gyeongju for the 2025 APEC Summit, a meeting that could shape the region's economic and political future. The city once stood at the heart of the Silla Kingdom. Now, it is becoming a global stage for diplomacy and trade. Gyeongju's blend of culture and modern energy mirrors the theme of this year's APEC, building a sustainable tomorrow, connect, innovate, prosper. That message carries weight. The world is facing deep divisions, from trade barriers and climate challenges to the fast-changing digital economy. As host, South Korea hopes to turn Gyeongju's message of connection into real cooperation. At the top of everyone's mind is the state of United States-China relations. The possibility of a meeting between President Donald Trump and President Xi Jinping is drawing major attention. It would be their first face-to-face encounter since renewed tensions over tariffs earlier this year. For Seoul, this is a defining moment. President Jae Myung will be welcoming world leaders, positioning South Korea as a bridge between nations. The government says hosting APEC here sends a clear signal that Korea is ready to lead conversations focused on the future. South Korea's economy has proven resilient amid global uncertainty, driven by exports, semiconductors, and clean technology. But the challenges ahead are real, from supply chain disruptions to energy transitions and growing geopolitical rivalries. The APEC Summit offers Seoul a chance to champion cooperation, fairness, and open markets at a time when they are needed most. This year's agenda goes far beyond trade. Leaders will focus on the future, discussing artificial intelligence, green finance, and digital inclusion across Asia. Experts believe APEC 2025 could lay the foundation for new regional frameworks on carbon neutrality, ethical technology, and sustainable growth. For South Korea, the summit is not just about policy but also about legacy. Hosting APEC in Gyeongju symbolizes progress built on heritage, a 1,000-year-old city reminding the world that unity and endurance still matter. As attention turns to the interactions between the United States, China, and South Korea, the diplomatic stakes continue to rise. With Washington and Beijing competing for influence, Seoul's role as host places it at the center of Asia's most important discussions. Even a brief handshake or exchange between President Trump and President Xi could send a powerful message that dialogue remains possible. The United States is expected to push for stronger digital trade rules and reduce dependence on Chinese technology supply chains. Beijing will likely call for shared prosperity and criticize what it sees as selective globalization. South Korea wants to steer the summit toward partnership, emphasizing innovation, sustainability, and inclusive growth. Leaders from Japan, Australia, Canada, and ASEAN will bring their own priorities to the table, from climate resilience to energy security and trade reform. What happens in Gyeongju will echo across the Pacific, shaping not just economic ties but the tone of international diplomacy for the year ahead. APEC was founded to promote open and inclusive trade. Today, that goal is more challenging than ever. Yet in a city like Gyeongju, filled with history and culture, that purpose feels renewed. Organizers say this year's summit aims for tangible results, not just statements and handshakes. They are pushing for commitments on sustainable development, clean energy financing, and digital cooperation. It is also an opportunity for South Korea to showcase its innovation, culture, and leadership on the global stage. For many South Koreans, having Gyeongju host APEC is a source of pride. A city that once led an ancient kingdom is now guiding discussions about the future of the Asia-Pacific. Financial markets will be watching closely as well. Any sign of progress between the United States and China could ripple through global trade and economic confidence. Economists say the outcomes of this summit could influence recovery and investment trends well into next year. Preparations are almost complete. Delegates are arriving, venues are ready, and the message from South Korea is clear: cooperation must prevail over confrontation. In a region often defined by competition, Gyeongju offers something different: calm, history, and perspective. It is a reminder that even in uncertain times, dialogue can endure. For President Jae Myung, This summit is also a chance to elevate South Korea's diplomatic standing and prove that in a divided world, the country can still build bridges. As the spotlight turns to APEC 2025, Gyeongju stands ready. A city shaped by its past is now helping to shape the future of Asia. From its timeless temples to its innovative spirit, the message resonates across the region: connection, cooperation, and a shared belief that progress is stronger when the world works together.